6 most expensive cities to live in the world. Living in large and well-known cities. Historic monuments, incredible architecture, museums, a wide range of cuisine and drink, and so much more are usually within walking distance. After all, the world's most coveted cities, such as Hong Kong, Zurich, Geneva, New York, and even Tokyo, are so. However, living in a big city has a price. In 2022, Mercer's cost of living study will assess the prices of housing, transportation, food, clothing, and other items to determine the most expensive cities to live in the world. If you're looking for a new place to settle down, need some vacation inspiration, or are simply curious, check out the list of the world's most expensive cities. Number 1. Hong Kong is the most expensive city to live in the world. Because Asia dominates the list of the top 6 most expensive cities to live in, it's no surprise that Hong Kong tops the list. Hong Kong attracts some of the world's most successful and wealthy business people, as well as thousands of expats. It is not so much the cost of rent as it is the competitive demand for housing and all of the city's activities, such as its numerous markets, nightlife, and sites, that make it the most expensive city in the world. Although Hong Kong has been less affected by rising global inflation in the last year than other regional and global locations, it remains the most expensive location in the world, said Lee Quain, Regional Director Asia at ECA International. Year-on-year price increases of 3%, as measured by our basket of goods and services, are higher than we typically see in Hong Kong, but lower than rates in comparable cities both within the region and globally. Rather, the strength of the Hong Kong dollar, which is pegged to the US dollar, has allowed it to maintain its position as the most expensive location in the world as other currencies have weakened. Number 2. Zurich. Switzerland is known for being one of the most expensive countries in Europe, if not the world. Zurich, Switzerland's largest city, is even more expensive than the rest of the country. This lovely city is at the top of many visitors' wish lists. Many people avoid Switzerland because of its high prices, but we believe you can visit on a budget. Swiss residents have strong purchasing power because they earn significantly more than residents of neighboring countries such as Germany or Austria. As a result, locals in Switzerland are better off than in cheaper countries and can afford to pay higher prices for goods. Vegetables and fruit are significantly more expensive than in most other countries. The price difference will benefit shop owners, farmers, and others. If you've ever visited Switzerland, you might be surprised at how many people own iPhones, expensive watches, expensive bags, and so on. One look at Zurich reveals why it is one of the most expensive cities in the world. The financial capital is known for its waterfront promenades, high-end shopping, and exquisite chocolate. It is located at the northern end of Lake Zurich. It is also the most expensive city in Switzerland for renting a house. Zurich has a reputation for being a pricey city. This holds true for both daily living expenses and real estate. Fortunately, the net pay is among the highest in the world, and there are many job opportunities available for foreigners. Number 3. Geneva is the most expensive city in Europe. Geneva, Switzerland, has long been known as the epitome of all things class and luxury, known for enabling the most lavish of lifestyles, with the finest restaurants, social scene, and state-of-the-art homes. Walking down their pristine streets, and into one of their local grocery stores will leave you wondering why it's one of the most expensive cities to live in. As a tourist, you can avoid restaurants in Geneva and instead shop at supermarkets. Prices are still high in this area, but they can be a little more affordable. Transportation isn't cheap in Geneva. Gasoline here is slightly more expensive than in Europe. Number 4. New York. New York is the only North American city on the list of the top 10 most expensive cities. This city is a land of opportunities, attracting people from all over the world who are all competing to make a name for themselves in the city. It's no surprise, then, that living in New York City is so expensive. Moving to New York City is an excellent decision if you want to improve your job prospects or gain new experience. This city, with its wealth of cultural sites and never-ending entertainment options, never has a dull moment. Whether or not the expense is worthwhile is determined by where you live in the city and the type of job you have. Number 5. Tokyo is another expensive Asian city. Japan's capital, Tokyo, is another city catapulting Asia to become the continent with the most densely populated expensive cities. Japan is known for having extremely high living costs, and with Tokyo as the capital, it's no surprise that costs are highest in the bustling city. Rent is the largest component of expenses, followed by car ownership and transportation. Those sleek, fast bullet trains don't come cheap. Some of the world's most expensive land can be found in central Tokyo, which contributes to its reputation of being an expensive city. Not usually included in the rent are utilities, such as electricity, gas and water, except at some gaijin houses and monthly rentals like Leo Palace. Electricity is usually the most expensive of the three, followed by gas and water. Number 6. Beijing. Unlike most Chinese cities, Beijing is roughly the same price as many European capitals, particularly for expats who are used to a high level of comfort and insist on purchasing imported goods. Fortunately, foreigners in Beijing tend to earn well, which usually compensates for the high cost of living. Beijing's rent is high in comparison to other Chinese cities, and expats should expect to pay a significant portion of their earnings for residences in and around the city center. Accommodation on the outskirts of the city is significantly less expensive, especially if you live with roommates. Expat parents who plan to bring their children to China should expect to pay high school fees. Many foreigners prefer to send their children to one of Beijing's international schools, where tuition is typically high. Have you ever been to these expensive cities? Are you planning to? Let us know in comment section. This is all about most expensive cities in the world. Hope you enjoy the video. Please like and share the video, subscribe the channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Thank you for watching.